Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm Tony.
And I'm Jenny. It's great to be here with you all again.
Jenny, today we have a really exciting topic. It's something I think many of our listeners want to improve, maybe for work, for studies, or just in their daily lives.
Okay. I'm curious. What is it?
We're going to talk about how to talk like a leader, how to communicate in a way that sounds confident, clear, and inspires people.
Wow, that is interesting. And maybe a little bit scary? Like, leader sounds like a big word. Does that mean you have to be a CEO or a manager?
Great question. And no, not at all. I think talking like a leader isn't just for people with titles. It's about how you communicate in any situation where you want to be clear, maybe influence someone, or just express your ideas effectively.
Right. So maybe talking to your team, explaining a project, or even talking to your family about a plan. It's about being understood and respected when you speak.
Exactly. And for English learners, this can be extra challenging, right? Because you're not just thinking about what to say, but how to say it in another language.
Absolutely. Sometimes you have the perfect idea in your head, but finding the right words in English and saying them clearly feels difficult.
Yep, I understand completely. So today we want to share some simple, practical tips. 5 main ideas that can help you sound more like a leader when you speak English. These aren't magic tricks, but things you can practice.
Okay, I'm ready. Where do we start?
All right, let's start with maybe the most important thing, clarity and simplicity. A leader needs to be understood fast.
Clarity and simplicity. So using simple words?
Yes, exactly. Imagine you're explaining something important. If you use very difficult, complicated words, people might not understand. They might feel confused, or even feel like you're trying to seem smarter than them.
Oh yeah, I've been in meetings where people use a lot of jargon, special words from their job or industry, and I have no idea what they mean.
Right, and that person might sound intelligent, but they don't sound like a leader who is bringing everyone together and making sure everyone is on the same page. A leader communicates clearly so everyone can follow.
So the tip is, choose simple words when you can. Don't try to use a dictionary on people.
Exactly. And not just simple words, but simple sentence structures too. Short sentences are often better than long, complicated ones. Get straight to the point.
Okay. Like, instead of saying, following our previous discussion on the optimal allocation of fiscal resources, I propose we initiate a strategic reallocation towards high-yield liquid assets, you could say.
Wow, that was a mouthful. You could say, let's talk about the money. I think we should put it in places where it can grow faster. Much clearer.
Definitely. So tip number 1, be clear and simple. Use easy words and short sentences.
Perfect. Okay, moving on to the second point. This one is about how you feel when you speak. It's about confidence.
Confidence. This is a big one. How can you sound confident, especially if you don't feel confident?
That's the trick, isn't it? You don't always feel confident, but you can act confident when you speak. And sometimes, acting confident actually makes you feel more confident.
Interesting. How do you do that?
Several things. First, speak at a moderate speed. Not too fast, not too slow. When you speak too fast, it can sound like you're nervous or trying to finish quickly. When you speak too slowly, it can sound like you don't know what you're saying.
Right. Find a good, steady pace.
Exactly. Second, don't be afraid of pauses. Silence is okay. Instead of filling every space with or take a short pause. It makes you sound thoughtful and in control.
Yes, I notice that sometimes. When I'm nervous, I say a lot. It feels like I need to make noise while I think.
It's very common, but try practicing just stopping for a second. The plan is pause to start next week. It sounds much stronger than the plan is to start next week. Maybe.
That's true. It does sound more confident. What else?
Speak clearly and with enough volume. Don't whisper. Project your voice a little, like you're talking to someone across a small room, not just to your shoes.
Project your voice, so speak loud enough for everyone to hear you easily. Not shouting, but clear.
Exactly. And finally, try to make eye contact if you are speaking to people in person or on video. Looking at people shows you are engaged and confident.
Oh, that's a good one. Looking down or away can make you seem shy or unsure.
Yep, I remember one time I had to give a presentation, and I was super nervous. My legs were shaking, but I remembered to speak slowly, make eye contact with different people in the room, and take pauses. Even though I felt like a shaky mess inside, people told me afterwards that I sounded very calm and confident. It really works.
Wow, that's inspiring. So confidence comes from how you speak, not just how you feel. Speak at a steady pace, use pauses, speak clearly and loud enough, and make eye contact.
You got it. Okay, moving to point number 3. This might surprise some people, but a big part of talking like a leader is listening.
Listening? But we're talking about talking like a leader.
But a good leader doesn't just talk at people, they talk with people. And that means listening is essential. How can you lead if you don't understand what your team needs, what problems they have, or what their ideas are?
Okay, that makes sense. Listening helps you understand the situation better.
Yes, and it shows respect for the other person. When you truly listen, people feel valued. This builds trust, and trust is a big part of leadership.
So how do you show you are listening when you're speaking English?
Good question. We call this active listening. It means showing with your body and your words that you are listening. Simple things like nodding your head, saying yes or occasionally, or making eye contact.
Okay, physical signs.
Right, and with words, you can ask clarifying questions like, so if I understand correctly, you mean, or could you please explain that part again?
That's a great phrase. If I understand correctly.
Yes. Or you can briefly summarize what you heard. Okay, so you're saying we should focus on marketing next month, not sales? This shows you heard them and are checking your understanding.
I see. So listening isn't just being quiet. It's showing the other person that you are hearing and processing what they say.
Exactly. And it helps you respond more effectively later. A leader listens first, then speaks. It's like planning before you act.
That's a really good point. So tip 3 is listen actively. Show people you are hearing them.
Perfect. On to point number 4. This one is about the energy you bring to your communication. Be positive and encouraging.
Positive and encouraging. Why is that part of leadership?
Think about it. Would you rather follow someone who always says, this is impossible, everything is bad, or someone who says, okay, this is a challenge, but I believe we can find a way?
Oh, definitely the second person. The first person sounds very demotivating.
Exactly. A leader inspires people. They focus on solutions, not just problems. They use words that build people up, not put them down.
So instead of saying, this report is full of mistakes, you could say?
You could say, thank you for preparing the report. I see a few areas we can improve to make it even stronger. It's giving feedback, but in a way that is helpful and doesn't make the person feel terrible.
That's much nicer. And you're focusing on making it even stronger, which is positive, not just full of mistakes, which is negative.
Yes, and using encouraging words like, great job, I believe in you, we can do this, let's try. These simple phrases make a big difference in how people feel and how they perform.
I remember when I was learning something new and struggling. My teacher said, don't worry, Jenny. Everyone finds this part tricky at first, but keep practicing, you're doing well. That little bit of encouragement made me want to keep going.
See? That's leadership in action. It's not ignoring problems, but facing them with a positive attitude and encouraging others. So, tip number 4, use positive and encouraging language.
Got it. Okay, that brings us to the 5th and final main point.
Yes, and this connects a bit with the confidence point. It's about controlling your voice and pace.
We talked about speed and volume for confidence. Is this different?
It's related, but it's more about using your voice as a tool. Leaders don't speak in a flat, boring way. They use their voice to show what's important.
How do they do that?
By varying their tone and speed. Sometimes you might speak a little slower to emphasize a key point. This is, pause, the most important change. Sometimes you might speak a little faster when you're excited about something.
Like changing the music of your voice?
Exactly. We call it intonation and pace. If you speak everything at the same speed and same flat tone, it's hard for listeners to know what is important. A leader guides the listener with their voice.
Okay, I think I understand. Like putting stress on certain words. We need to do this instead of we need to do this.
Perfect example. Or pausing before you say something very important. I have an idea that can help. Pause. We can try contacting new customers. The pause builds attention.
I see. So it's not just what you say, but how you say it. using your voice to create interest and highlight important ideas.
Precisely. Practice reading sentences aloud, and try saying them in different ways. Try saying the same sentence fast, then slow. Say it with emphasis on different words. It helps you gain control.
That sounds like a fun practice activity. So tip number 5, control your voice and pace to keep people interested and show what's important.
That's the one. So we've covered 5 key points. Be clear and simple, sound confident, listen actively, be positive and encouraging, and control your voice and pace.
Wow, those are great tips. They seem simple when you say them, but putting them all together, that's the challenge.
It is a challenge, but it's possible with practice. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. It's about making small improvements over time.
Right, and I guess practicing English helps with all of these things anyway. The more comfortable you are with the language, the easier it is to focus on how you're saying things.
Absolutely. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, you just focus on not falling. Later, you can think about speed, turning, and enjoying the ride.
Good analogy. So, Tony, what are the key takeaways for our listeners today?
Okay, if you remember only 3 things from this episode, let them be these.
All right, I'm listening.
First, aim for clarity and simplicity. Your main goal is to be understood easily. Use simple words and clear sentences.
Clear and simple. Got it.
Second, project confidence through your actions. Even if you feel nervous, speak at a steady pace, use pauses, and speak clearly. Body language helps too.
Sound confident even if you don't feel it. Practice the techniques.
And third, remember that listening is a powerful part of communication. Show people you are listening actively. It builds trust and helps you understand.
Listen actively. Okay, those are great actionable points.
I think so. And the best way to improve? Practice. Find opportunities to speak, whether it's giving a short update in a meeting, explaining something to a friend, or even practicing speaking aloud to yourself.
Yes, practice is key for everything in language learning. And focusing on these points will make that practice more effective.
Exactly. So don't feel pressured to suddenly become a perfect public speaker. Start with 1 or 2 of these tips and try to use them next time you speak English. Maybe focus on using simpler words, or try taking a short pause instead of saying,
Baby steps. I like that idea. It feels less overwhelming.
Definitely. And remember, improving your speaking isn't just about sounding like a leader in a big formal sense. It's about communicating more effectively and feeling more confident in any English conversation.
That's a great way to think about it. Thank you, Tony. This was super helpful.
My pleasure, Jenny, and thank you to all our listeners for joining us today. We hope these tips help you feel more confident and effective when you speak English.
Yes. Keep practicing, and you'll see improvement. You can do it.
Absolutely. We'll be back next time with another interesting topic to help you learn English through conversation. Until then, keep practicing and talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.